Hi. Well, I would just looking at the facts. There was one candidate on the Democratic side. They spent over $8 million on one that they backed. I mean, and I think when you look at the total Republican vote, it was over that. This is a district that was very close on the presidential level last cycle, and the Democrats went all in on this. They were clear going into this election. They said that their goal was to get over 50%. They came up short. I mean, so at the end, if you look at what his percentage of what it was presidentially, it pretty much tracks. I think this was a big loss for them. Two outstanding Americans who are orbiting 220 miles above their heads. Changing demographics throughout the country, and made significant headway in doing that. And I think, in large part, that's why we won. I mean, we had been talking about how the Republican Party had won at so many different levels of our country, but the presidency had eluded us. This president went and got 306 electoral votes, won 30 of 50 states, over 2,600 counties. I think we did pretty well in November, and we've continued to pick up seats around the country at different levels. So I feel very confident about the state of the party. 50 states, over 2,600 counties. I think we did pretty well in November. But that's not what we ever said. We said that it was heading there, and it was heading there. It is heading there. So that remains.
An impression that allies had.
But if there's an impression, then that's not. Then there should have been clarification from people who were seeking it. But I mean, PACOM put out a release talking about what its ultimate destination was going to be, and that's where it ended up.
Are proudest that you got through Congress that was on the president's.
What I was asked was what signal did it send that it was going there, and I answered that question correctly at the time, that it signaled foreign presence, strength, and a reassurance to our allies. That's a true statement. You're asking me why you didn't know better. I don't know. That's a question that should have been followed up with either PACOM or the Department of Defense. But the only question that we were asked was what signal it sends, and I think we answered that very correctly at the time. What part is misleading? I'm trying to figure that out. We were asked a question about what signal it sent. We answered the question on what signal it sent. I'm not the one who commented on timing.
What's misleading?
About what signal it sent. We answered the question on what signal it sent. I'm not the one who commented on the first part. This isn't the first time that North Korea has put out propaganda tools, and I don't think we're going to comment on every time they put out a piece of propaganda. Second, I think it's encouraging to see China continue to move forward and join us in this effort to control North Korea. I've commented before, I think that the relationship that the president started building with President Xi down in Mar-a-Lago is clearly showing some positive signs. China continues to have both economic and political influence over China, and so I think it's important to see them heading in this direction. I think it's a very positive sign to see them play a larger and larger role. I think it is in everybody's interest to contain North Korea's actions.